And letting yourself relax into the relaxation position. Nice wide spread with the legs, feet falling away from each other, arms away, palms are up towards the ceiling. And gently roll your head from side to side. Say hello to the doggy. Hi, doggy. Yeah, go on. Time for yoga. Go on. Run away. Yeah, so letting yourself relax onto the floor, feeling that support of Mother Earth. We're working on the 5th chakra today, so we're going to review some things we've already done and then add to it as we move through this fairly comprehensive practice today. I've broken it into 3 sections, so do what feels right and then be willing to simply observe the rest of the video. Legs are together, arms are at your sides, palms are down. On an inhale, we raise the arms up, finding that landing position. On the exhale, we draw the right knee in and lift the head towards the leg, squeezing the breath out. Inhale, we come back, finding that landing position at the end of the inhale. As soon as we're ready to exhale, we come forward. No extra breaths. Remember, we're working to find that comfortable landing position of the arms at the end of the inhale. And then as we exhale, drawing that leg in and head towards the knee. Our goal is to actually kiss that knee as we squeeze that breath out. But we're moving slowly, gently, just exploring our range of motion, feeling how the movement and the breath work together. Really letting the breath lead the movement, as though the whole reason we're doing the movement is to increase the flow of breath, which is true. We're also really working those stomach muscles. We're working the muscles in the neck, squeezing the chin forward. As we do that, we're stimulating the thyroid gland, which relates to our 5th chakra, our communication center today. Just let yourself find your own natural rhythms. The rhythm of your breath, like the natural rhythm of the waves, is energy flowing in and out of your body. Consciousness washing through your entire system. Now I've gotten to the point where I can actually kiss my knee. You may not be there today, and that's fine. Just really trusting your own range of motion. We don't want to overdo, so we're now just relaxing back into the relaxation position, giving ourselves a chance to just observe for a moment. Surrender. Let go. Now bending the knees, feet are flat on the floor, arms are at your sides, palms are down. And now we're going to work on our pelvic tilt. Breathing into that lower abdominal area. You can place your hand there to feel that lift. And as you exhale, press into the feet, tilt the pelvis up off the floor. Enough so you can slide your hands under, and then rolling back down. Feel that pelvis lift as you come in. Exhaling, tilt. Inhaling as you relax back down. Once you get the feeling, we're going to increase that and roll all the way up on the exhale. So as the breath flows out, we roll all the way up onto the shoulders, pulling those shoulder blades together, keeping the neck, jaw, and tongue relaxed. Inhale as you roll back down. No extra breaths. Feel that pelvis lift at the end of the inhale as you're relaxed on the floor. Then let it sink. Press into the feet. Pressing the breath out as you roll up, keeping the neck, jaw, and tongue relaxed. Chin comes to the chest. Inhaling as you roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. This 3rd time, we're actually going to hold it, so you're going to press in, roll up, breath moves out. Now, if it helps, you can interlock the fingers underneath the body and straighten the arms, helping to pull those shoulder blades together. You're breathing now into the lift. You're holding it. The interlocking the fingers isn't helpful for you. You can just keep pressing the hands into the floor for the lift. As you roll back down, you inhale and just release those shoulders, shaking them loose, rolling the head from side to side. Interlock the fingers around behind the legs and just let yourself relax and surrender to gravity. Feeling the breath, feeling how the posture holds itself, that support of the flat surface of the floor and gravity align the body. Maybe another gentle few shakes of the head back and forth, a little bit of just jiggling of the body, shaking everything loose. Noticing the breath, noticing gravity, noticing or exploring your range of motion as you gently roll the head from side to side, keeping that whole neck and thyroid area relaxed and free. Feet are back on the ground, arms are at your sides, palms are down. And we're going to add to this an arm movement. So your arms are at your sides, you're going to exhale as you roll up into the inclined plane once again. Then you're going to hold that position and we're going to raise the arms up as we inhale. Raise the arms back as we exhale and then roll down. So here's our exhale rolling up. Arms lift up over your head, finding their comfortable landing position at the end of the inhale. Exhale as the arms move back, holding your pelvis in place this whole time. And now draw the breath in as you roll back down, letting that pelvis lift at the very end. And then we repeat it as you exhale, squeeze the breath out, rolling the pelvis up off the floor into the inclined plane. Arms come up as you inhale. They come back as you exhale. As you roll back down, you draw the breath back in, feeling that final lift into the pelvis at the end. And we'll do it one more time. Exhaling, rolling on up onto the shoulder blades. Pull the shoulder blades underneath you, then raise the arms up on the inhale. Find that landing position. Bring them back on the exhale. No extra breath. And then inhale as you roll back down. Excellent. And just shake those shoulders loose. Roll the head from side to side. Draw the knees up and in, interlocking the fingers around behind the legs. And just shake everything loose. Sink into that flat surface. Feel the support of the floor. Feel the body breathing on its own. Feel the lengthening and opening into the lower back and hip area. Any gentle rolling back and forth of the head just to make sure that neck is free. Feel the breath expand into the body. As you relax back down into relaxation position, letting everything go, and allow the body like a sponge to simply soak up this prana, this life force energy. And if you're a beginner, this is the end of your practice for today. I encourage you to watch the rest of the video with an open mind, really imagining what it would feel like to do these postures as you observe them. If you've done the shoulder stand before, then I encourage you to continue on with me. I'm doing the spinal rock and roll, I call it. I've drawn the knees in, grabbing on around the thighs, and using the legs to pump the body back and forth as I round the back. After a couple of rolls, I open up into relaxation position again, just giving the body a chance to relax. And now we're moving back into that spinal roll, and I'm going to try to come all the way up to a seated position, rolling all the way back onto my shoulders. I've crossed the ankles, grabbing the right foot with the left hand, left foot with the right hand, and as I roll back, I pull the legs up over my head, really giving myself the experience of really coming all the way up onto the shoulders. Now I'm going to do a little spinal twist just to really get that spine open. The spinal roll is a wonderful massage of the spine, using gravity and the flat surface of the floor to massage that spine. So here we go again. I'm rolling back and pulling those feet over my head so I can really get the experience of coming all the way up onto my shoulders. This is also preparing us for the plow pose, which we're going to do in a moment. So I'm crossing and uncrossing the ankles, switching one on top, then the other on top, just to balance and stretch the body evenly. Now here we go, pressing up into the shoulder stand. So this spinal roll is one option of how to get into this shoulder stand. Once you're up there, you want to lift the legs as straight up over the body as possible, supporting it with the hands. You want to bring the elbows as close together as possible so you have that support of the elbows. It's called the shoulder stand, not the neck stand, so the weight should be on the shoulders. Chin is right to the chest, but shouldn't be much weight on the neck. Now, as we move into the plow, it's simply a surrender to gravity. I'm not forcing anything. My arms are on the floor. They're pressing gently just for support. And I'm letting the breath open into the back, letting the legs just relax as gravity pulls the legs and feet down towards the floor. Go within your own range of motion. You don't need to come down and touch the floor. When you're ready to come out, we're not going to hold this for long this time. Just roll that spine, one vertebrae at a time back onto the floor. Really work to keep your head connected to the floor, pressing into those arms. Lower both legs at the same time as long as there's no discomfort in the lower back. Any pinch in the lower back, you bend the knees, place the feet flat on the mat, open the legs out into relaxation. If there's no twinge or discomfort in the lower back, you can keep those knees straight as you lower the legs all the way to the floor. Once you're down, you feel that support of gravity. You can roll your head gently from side to side, just to make sure the neck, jaw, and tongue are relaxed, shaking out any tension. And then give your body time to assimilate. When you're ready, we're going to move back into it. Notice here's another technique. I just lifted my knees up towards the body, straighten the legs up over the head, pulling those elbows together. Now, for those of you who were just observing, just simply imagine what this would feel like. We're beginning to get the brain and the body to begin to see a pathway of where we're going. So I'm lowering one leg at a time now. Once again, I'm not forcing. It's really just letting gravity pull it down. And readjusting if you need to. I've just added a little bit of support with my hands. Always readjusting to make posture more comfortable. You're always looking at your relationship to breath and gravity in the posture. With this posture, there's very little muscle work that goes on, just enough to hold you in place, and the rest is just surrendering to breath and gravity. It looks, if you've never done it before, like it might be difficult. But as you observe it for a couple of days, gently take baby steps into it, your body and higher mind find a way to do it. Here's another variation. I'm bringing my knee towards my forehead, using the weight of the other leg, placing that foot right on the thigh, and then letting that leg hang over, which will press the knee into the forehead. This is actually a fairly comfortable position. There's a lot of support, and because of the position, its relationship to gravity and breath, we're flooding that thyroid, that fifth chakra, that throat, with prana, with blood, with oxygen, with life force. We're also stimulating the third eye area, that pressure into the third eye in this position stimulates that third eye. We're also working the digestion. You can see that thigh is pressing into the lower abdomen. As we breathe into it, we can feel it. And now, relaxing down into the plow. Here's an alternate position of the arms. I'm reaching them up over my head, and allowing the feet to come right into my hands. Just breathing into it. Once again, I'm really just surrendering to gravity. Holding on with my hands actually gives me more security. It's quite a secure and comfortable position. And remember, trust your own body. Your feet may not come all the way down. That's all right. Now I'm slowly rolling that spine back onto the floor, back onto the mat. Work to control the body. Slow, conscious movements. Reaching through those arms, reaching through the legs. Slowly lowering them down. Once again, if you need to bend the knees and place the feet flat on the floor, that's fine. And then bouncing the legs out into relaxation position. Arms are up towards the ceiling. Rolling that head from side to side. And just breathe, surrendering, relaxing into the relaxation position. Now we're moving on. And now we're moving on into the fish pose. First we're going to do a preparation. I grab my thighs and come up onto my elbows in a half-seated position. Pull the elbows underneath me, the shoulder blades together, let the chest lift, and then let the head fall back. Just surrendering to gravity, breathing into that open chest, and then pulling the chin towards the chest to bring the head forward. Now I'm placing my hands underneath my buttocks, palms down, sitting on the backs of my hands, pulling the shoulder blades together, the elbows together, let the head fall back, and then readjust with the arms, easing my head back towards the mat. Want to ideally get the top of the head to just gently touch the mat, just gently holding it in place, not much weight at all on the head. You're really breathing into that open chest. When you're ready, press into the arms, bring the chin towards the chest, pulling the head forward. Pull those arms out from underneath you and relax into the relaxation position. All of these positions, you want to listen to your own body. It's not an endurance contest to see how long you can hold the posture. It's how long does this posture feel good? How long does the breath feel as though it's expanding and opening into the posture, that yawny, stretchy feeling. So now we're coming back into the spinal roll, back and forth. We're going to move up into the shoulder stand again. Now, for my intermediate folks, if you've had enough, now's your chance just to relax in relaxation position. If you're ready to move through this again, we've already loosened the body up, so we're just going to move fairly quickly through the variations, thinking of this as an easy, continuous motion, allowing the right leg to relax back down over the head until the toe touches or into your range of motion, and then come back up, and then the left leg and foot coming down and coming back up. Now bending that right knee in, right into the forehead. Long enough to take a nice deep breath into it, then coming back up. I want to feel as though the posture never stops. The idea of holding the posture is really just long enough to take a full breath into it. So you find the posture, breathe into it, come out of the posture, come back up. And then we're lowering down into the plow pose. You usually find that the second time into it, it's a little bit easier. I'm showing you both variations of the hands. I started with them down by my sides, and now I'm lifting them up over my head, grabbing onto the feet, breathing into it. And then I'm going to bend the knees, pulling the knees down by my ears, wrapping my hands around behind the legs. And then we're ready, slowly coming out. Putting your hands in whatever position is comfortable, slowly relaxing that spine back onto the floor. Slow, conscious movements. I've moved my hands now back at my sides, pressing into the floor, reaching through the feet. Now I'm moving them back up over my head. exploring what feels good for me today. Remember, it's your practice. It's your body. So always what feels best for your body and your body's relationship to breath and gravity. When in doubt, look for that yawny, stretchy feeling. Now roll your head from side to side, and this is the end of your practice on day 2. If you have done the wheel before and you'd like to continue, then feel free. I'm bending my knees, placing my hands at my sides, and rolling up into the inclined plane. We're going to move through the inclined plane, the bridge, into the wheel. So I encourage you to just observe at this point if these are new postures for you. Placing my hands flat on the floor, lifting up, placing the top of my head on the mat. Weight should be even between head, hands, and feet. Breathing into it, feeling that connection with gravity and the breath, and here I'm pressing all the way up into the wheel, coming up onto the toes. To increase the stretch, then coming back down, pressing into the feet and trying to push myself over my hands, opening the chest, letting the head just hang as I slowly come down, top of the head, shoulders, bring the arms back down at my sides, roll the spine back down onto the floor, one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to draw those knees up and in, interlock the fingers around behind the thighs, shake the shoulders loose and open them up, roll the head from side to side. And just shake the body loose, shaking out any tension, feeling that support of the floor. Feeling gravity and the breath doing the work. I'm going to reach around the top of my thighs and interlock the fingers and pull the knees towards the head as I round the back, stretching that back in the opposite direction. Just noticing that we've stretched the spine one way and then the other, back and forth, really strengthening, expanding, working that spine and opening into that thyroid, throat, 5th chakra. Coming up onto our knees now, we're going to prepare for the camel. Coming up on an inhale, letting the arms and head hang back, and then coming back down on an exhale. And we're going to add to this the movement of the feet. We did something similar before, curling the toes under, and then pointing the feet back. Once again, we're letting the breath lead. Inhaling as you come up, let gravity pull your arms, shoulders, and head back. And exhaling as you come back down. This is all about the breath. Inhale up. Gravity expands and opens. Exhale back down. Inhale as you come up. Let gravity pull your shoulders, arms, and head back, and exhale as you come back down. Inhaling as you come up, gravity pulls your shoulders and head and arms back. Exhale as you come back down. Really listening to your natural rhythm. Inhale up. Really just letting gravity pull you back. And now to balance that posture, we're coming into the face down dog, palms on the mat, stepping back to the back part of your mat with the feet, and just pressing into the floor or mat, letting your head hang down towards the floor, stretching one heel down towards the floor and then the other, just stretching and shaking everything loose, coming all the way back down. And we're now going to move into our final pose. If you've done the camel before, you can do it with us. If not, just observe. Reaching back and grabbing one heel and then the other. As I hold onto the heels, the head falls back. I kick myself forward so there's a stretch. As soon as I let go of the heels, that kicking forward motion is going to allow me to come forward, pulling that chin down towards the chest, easing back into the child's pose. To stretch the spine and give us a moment to rest. Out of the child's pose, we'll move into the face down dog again. Just easing back, bending one knee and then the other, pressing the heels down towards the floor. And now we're going to come into the camel pose in an alternate way, holding on to the heels. We're going to press the hips forward, let the head fall back, kicking into the feet, so when we're ready to move out of the posture, we automatically come forward, relaxing forward into the child's pose, breathing into the open back. And when you're ready, move into your relaxation position. Now I've given you beginning, intermediate, as well as advanced postures in one video. So trust your body, do what you can, and simply observe the rest, realizing that through observation, the higher mind and the body are gently going to show you how to move to the next level when you're ready. So yoga is about trusting your body, trusting your process, and trusting life.